All right, in this video, what we want to do is look at comparison operators, or also called Boolean operators. And essentially, there's many different ways of doing it, which we just covered in the presentation. I just want to show you how we can code it up and see how it looks in the coding editor. So here in Xcode, I'm going to create, let's create a variable called foo, and I'm going to give it a value of 5. Now, we could, for example, print the result of making a comparison with respect to the variable foo. So we could say foo equals 5. Now, when we do the double equal like this, that is a comparison operator. It is not equality. It's not actually making an assignment like we are here. This one is making an assignment. It's saying foo gets the value of 5. Here, we're asking a question. Is foo equal to 5? And since it's set right here, we would expect that when I compile and run that, I should see a true down in the console. And it does. It says it's true. So for example, if we said foo equals 4, we asked that question and ran it, we should see a false down here, which is good. We see a false. So there's some other comparison operators that we can do. So for example, I could ask, is foo greater than 4? The answer to that should be true, and we get true. Another one is less than. We can do also combinations of these, like less than or equal to. Now, my font will actually modify things so that it turns it into this, but the reality is it's a less than and an equal that actually is the two symbols that you're using. If you're using Victor Mono font in Xcode, it's going to make those changes for you. Both are correct. So if foo is less than or equal to 4, we should see a true. Now, we know that it's not. So again, if I run this, we should see a false. But what if I made foo a 3? Then we should say, well, 3 is less than 4. And if we made a 4, we should also get true, because less than or equal to, since 4 is equal to 4, that would also pass. The other one we can do is not equal. So we can say, is foo not equal to 4? And that would say false in this case, because foo is equal to 4. If it was not 4, though, let's make it a 7. Is foo not equal to 4? That's true. It is not equal to 4 because it is a 7. So that's how we can do some simple arithmetic comparisons and get some Boolean results from that. The other thing that's true, though, is that we can actually do ands and ors of Booleans. So, for example, if I wanted to say var, let's say start equals 3 and var end equals 5, and what I want to do is say, I want to check whether foo is equal to 5, end is equal to 5 and start is equal to 3. So we could do that by saying start equals 3, but it's an and operation. We're saying this is 3 and end is 5. So to do that, we do a double ampersand, and then we say end equals 5. So if we run this, we should see a true, and we see a true because this double ampersand is giving us the Boolean and operator. So both things have to be true for this to also be true. And again, go to the lecture notes to kind of see the truth tables for how you do these ands. So for example, if either one of these sides fail, then the whole thing is going to be false. So we would have to say start equal to and end equals 5 is not going to be true because one of them is false. So if either of them is false or both are false, you will get false. Now, the other way to do it is an or. And the way we do ors is with double vertical bars. So now we're saying this is going to be true if start equals 2 or end equals 5. So this should show up as true. And sure enough, it does. The other thing we could do is we can look at the or and say, well, I want it to be not start equals 2 or end equals 5. And the way we can do that is put this whole thing in parentheses and put a exclamation point in front of whatever it is we are comparing. So whatever that Boolean is that is coming back, we can take the not of it. So this was true before, it should now be false. And sure enough, it is false because we did the not. So this is fundamental to kind of understand these Boolean operators and get used to them and doing these comparisons. But this is ultimately how we're going to make decisions in our code to take a certain path, one path or another. And we cover that in control flow, all based on the ability for Booleans to give us a true or false value.